Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about top 10 most haunted places in the Philippines. But before we get into today's video, to those who are new to this channel, please feel free to click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you would be notified about the latest updates. So without any delay, let's get right into the video. Built in 1981 at the behest of former First Lady Imelda Marcos, the controversial Manila Film Center hosted the Manila International Film Festival in 1982. Although the film festival ran smoothly, the construction of the venue didn't. During the final stages of its construction in November 1981, tragedy struck. The scaffoldings of the upper floor of the structure collapsed. Some workers fell and were buried in quick-drying wet cement. A blanket of security was imposed by the regime, and rescuers were only permitted to the site 9 hours after the collapse. Although the center is still being used today, stories have it that the restless spirits of those who died have haunted the place since then. Intramuros is such a beautiful place to explore during the day, as your eyes will not only feast on the ruins and Spanish architecture, but you'll also learn about Philippine history. But come nightfall, the walls of Intramuros turn into something spooky, reminding you of the dark Spanish era. Before the country was liberated, Fort Santiago was the center of both the American and Spanish colonial governments. Thousands of civilians and soldiers were tortured or killed in Fort Santiago during World War II. There have been many reported sightings of ghosts of Filipino soldiers in the area. The Diplomat Hotel Baguio history Tagalog goes way back to 1911 when it was built by Dominicans, initially as a seminary. It was converted into a school, then eventually a hotel. According to stories, priests and nuns took in fleeing refugees during World War II. But when the Japanese conquered Baguio, they were all killed, beheaded, and decapitated. This is probably the reason why many people say they see headless ghosts and hear screams. Baguio City Guide says that businessman, psychic surgeon, and spiritual healer Antonio Agapito Tony Agpoa was the one managing this scary hotel in Baguio. However, Tony died of a heart attack in 1987. After his death, the Diplomat Hotel ceased its operation and it became temporarily closed to the public. Popularly known as the White House, the Laperal mansion is said to be a haunted house in Baguio City that is shrouded in mystery. According to its caretakers and security guards, the Laperal house is home to many apparitions. This haunted house in Baguio was said to be built in the 1930s and was used by the Japanese for their cruelty during World War II. Filipinas were said to be physically forced in the Laperal house. Filipino spies were interrogated and tortured inside, and a helper is believed to have committed suicide. It is considered to be one of the most haunted houses in Philippines. That's why many taxi drivers refuse to take passengers there, especially at night. Amid the vast green fields of San Ildefonso, Bulacan, lies the blood-red-hued Baha'i napula, famous for its horrifying history. This once beautiful house served as a garrison for the Japanese army during World War II, and expectedly was a venue of a number of atrocities committed by Japanese soldiers. According to accounts, the wailing of tortured women, men, and children can be heard in the property up to this day. Established during the American era as a center for training and seminars for teachers and employees of the insular government, Teachers Camp celebrated its 100th year in 2008 and has since been declared a National Heritage Site. Because of its age, the place is a site of a number of reported ghost sightings. Vacationers and holidaymakers also report of hearing footsteps in the hallways and faint mumbles during midnight. All countries have their own version of an urban legend about a ghost lady dressed in white. In the Philippines, the most famous is the White Lady of Balete Drive. Some think the White Lady often seen there is the ghost of a young girl who died in a car accident, while others believe it was a young lady who died during the Spanish colonial era. Balete trees or strangler figs are a type of fig that begins by entangling itself around trees, eventually taking over and killing the host tree. In Filipino superstition, the cutting down of balete trees brings bad luck, and sometimes even death, because they are the dwelling place of supernatural beings such as Tikbalang and Diwata. The abandoned building used to be a military hospital during World War II and the Vietnam War. There are claims that the place is really haunted. Even paranormal investigators report hauntings and sightings of soldiers' ghosts and a woman wearing white. People passing the area have shared stories of the woman crossing the street and instantly disappearing. Some even claim that as you drive past the air base's hospital, the woman has the habit of sitting in the empty backseat of your car. For some, having a paranormal experience at the palace is more of a luxury than a haunting. It is alleged that several staff have reported seeing a capre and a faceless ghost while on duty. Some people also think that the spirit of the late President Manuel L. Quezon haunts the palace. Designed in the 1920s by famous architect Tomas Mapua, it is the oldest standing structure in the small town of Tiaong in Quezon Province and is also believed to be haunted. Locals share stories of headless soldiers, apparitions of an elderly couple roaming around the property, the rattling doorknobs, and the faint sound of shackles being dragged. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to receive the latest update from my channel. See you soon in another interesting video. Bye.